What is going on here? I was playing Battletoads on the Switch with my brother-in-law after Thanksgiving dinner when we encountered this weird glitch. The game's fifth level, Surf City, starts off with the players having to mount their surfboards. Upon doing so, my character fell out of bounds through the bottom of the screen and died. The level restarted with us on our surfboards and, after a few seconds, my player vanished and was replaced by this glitched out sprite. I must mention that we were not recording the screen prior to the glitch occurring, so much of this footage comes after I spent a few hours figuring out how to recreate it, which I will now explain to you folks at home. When the stage starts, player 1 needs to hop on his surfboard and kind of press down against this area here where the dock ends and the water begins. If you do it just right, you will fall out of bounds. Once out of bounds, player 1 can die seemingly at random. If player 1 dies before player 2 gets on his surfboard, the game hard locks like this. If player 1 dies after player 2 gets on his surfboard and crosses this white striped line, the surfing portion of the stage will just restart as normal. But if player 1 dies in that sweet spot after player 2 gets on his surfboard but before he crosses the line, the glitch will occur. Neither player 1 nor player 2 has any control over the glitched sprite as it randomly moves throughout the screen. Although player 2 can't hurt the sprite, occasionally it launches into a swipe attack which is able to damage the player. If it kills the player over the water, the game hard locks and requires a reset. If it kills the player on land, however, the player simply respawns as they would after any normal death in the game. Despite no longer being on screen, player 1's point count still increments as if he were still surfing. The count continues even when the surfing portion of the level has ended. This glitch prevents all other obstacles, enemies, and sprites from spawning, so once you reach the point where you normally would mount your surfboard again, your only option is to jump in the water until you game over. The glitched out sprite moves and attacks in a similar manner to the shark enemies that occur in a much later stage, and they even make the same snapping sound when attacking, so I'm guessing the game is trying to load in this enemy here, which effectively breaks the level. What I would like to know is why? What in the code causes this glitch to happen? I dabble in video game programming. By the way, feel free to check out my unlicensed It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown video game, which is free to play. And I find this sort of stuff fascinating. So if anyone out there in the Battletoads community has any answers for me, please let me know. Thanks.